good, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are right now. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for joining us for another weekly lesson of English tips. My name is John, and I'm here to help you improve your speaking ability today. Our topic is how to respond quickly and reduce pauses when speaking. This is something everyone struggles with when you're learning a language. Maybe you're having trouble remembering a word or an expression or just what to say. Many times we'll stop and think, and that really disrupts the conversation. That makes it harder to communicate, and it seems unnatural. So today we will cover some tips for you to speak more fluently and reduce that stopping time. So thank you so much for joining us. Please be sure to like and comment. If you have any tips of your own on how you reduce pause time and thinking time when speaking, please feel free to share. I also, before we begin, have an announcement for you, and that is to please click the link in the description below if you are watching on YouTube or on the side or below, I'm not sure where it is. If you're with us on Facebook, and access our website, EnglishClass101.com, to access our free 2,000 Core English Words PDF document. All you need to do to create a free account is you need a name and an email address. You probably have both of those if you're watching right now. So please create a free account, and this gives you access to our 2,000 Core Words English free PDF. Now, what are core words, you might be asking? These are the most common, the most regular, and therefore the most useful words in the English language. And this is a list of 2,000 of them, a very long list for you to use and memorize and then use in conversation so that you can be fluent and communicative in many different situations. So again, this is a great study tool, whether you're a beginner just starting out and you want to learn new words, if you're maybe in the middle or even advanced and you want to maybe look for words that are similar or just check your understanding, please access this free PDF. Again, it's 100% free to download. All you need to do is make an account at EnglishClass101.com, an excellent study tool to help you improve. So again, please click the link below on YouTube, in the description, or on the side on Facebook. Okay, that's it for our announcement. Before we begin, I'd like to say hello and thank you to everyone tuning in. So on YouTube, we have Julio typing something in what looks like Portuguese. I do not speak, so I won't try to butcher that. We have some people tuning in from Argentina. Mia, thank you. Manu, okay, Julio again. Valeo, I hope I said that correctly. Thank you so much for joining in. Santiago Ramirez, thank you so much everyone for joining. And on Facebook, we have, I don't see any comments yet. That's okay. Please feel free to comment with any tips you have on our topic of how to respond quickly and reduce pauses when speaking, how to speak more fluently. So let's get started. Tip number one is slow down. So please remember that fluency does not mean speaking fast. One really common idea is that English native speakers talk really fast and they never take any breaks, and that's simply not true. Some people might talk fast, but fluent language has a lot of contractions and a lot of linking between words. So the pause time between words is actually very short, so it seems like they're talking fast. We actually cover those topics in some other videos, so please look through our other videos to help with those topics of linking and contractions as well. So give yourself time. Basically, you do not need to talk fast to speak naturally and fluently. Focus on your pronunciation. So be distinct when you speak. Think of how you make the sounds. Think of how your face moves when you talk, especially for sounds that might be difficult for you. If you're a new learner, you might want to look in the mirror and practice your speaking, and this will help you make the correct sound. So be distinct or speak distinctly If this word is new for you, distinct is an adjective, and it means something that's very clear or very easy to understand. Distinctly, the adverb, meaning the same thing. So speak distinctly. Take your time. You don't need to talk fast. You can also use some phrases to buy yourself some time. Ask for time. Give yourself time. Some really simple but effective phrases you can use are things like, let me think. You can just say, let me think. Someone might ask you a question. What do you think about this? And you're looking for the word or information. Let me think. And while you're saying this, you should start thinking. You can also just ask for time, just a moment. Someone might want you to say something, just a moment, and you have some time to think while avoiding pauses. It's much better than being quiet. So let me think, just a moment, or you can put it in a question. Can I have some time? Can I have a second? This is a really native expression in English. A second does not literally mean 1 second. It just means a short amount of time. So, can I have a second? Can I get a second? Can you give me a moment? Can I think? You can use a statement or a question just to buy yourself some time. Do you have any similar phrases that you've thought of? Please feel free to share these in the chat. On YouTube, Alexander, Javier, Julio, we have people from Israel, Yones, and Kadan. I would like one-on-one, please. Okay, well, we actually have our classes you can sign up for. The deadline is coming up, so please access EnglishClass101.com, and you definitely can get one-on-one communication with a native teacher. Anyway, back to our tips for the day. So slow down, some phrases, just buy yourself time. Ask for time. Can I think for a second? Please give me a moment to think. That's perfectly fine. Even native speakers say that. Which takes us to our next tip, which are filler phrases. So asking for time, you can consider that a filler phrase. A filler phrase is something that fills the time while you're thinking. So native speakers use these all the time. Filler phrases will make you sound more natural. Am I in frame? You'll sound more natural. You'll keep the conversation flowing. Again, we want to avoid stopping. So even if you use some simple phrases, you can keep talking while you're thinking of what the word or phrase or expression is. One tip is to watch or listen to native speakers. Maybe you have a favorite program or series on a streaming service that you like to watch. Listen to them talk. You'll probably hear them say some filler phrases like, These aren't actually words, but they're really common noises that people make when they're just taking a moment to think, again, to not be silent. There's also some simple fillers like well, so, or like. Someone might ask you, what did you do this weekend? What did I do? So you can use these very simple words just to kind of start talking, to warm up while you're thinking of what you want to say. Maybe you're really thinking for it, but the word is not coming. Has that ever happened to you? Probably, right? It happens to everyone. So you can simply ask, how can I say, or how do you say? You can ask the person you're talking to, especially if it's a native speaker. How do you say, And with this takes us into our next tip. Describe and use examples. If you're asking for how to say something, start by describing it. Use your senses, see, hear, smell, taste, touch. Maybe you're thinking of a word and it's just not coming to you. Maybe you're thinking of the word elephant. What did you do this weekend? Well, I went to that place where all the animals are. You can describe the location. Or if you're looking for a thing, what does it do? What does it look like? I saw this animal. It has a really long nose. It moves its head like that. It has really big ears. Oh, elephant, is that right? That's the word I'm thinking of. So basically describe it. What does it do? How does it move? Or maybe you're talking about a thing. How does it work? Maybe you're thinking of a vacuum cleaner, right? So I was cleaning my house yesterday and I was using the, the thing that it cleans the floor. Are you talking about a broom? No, 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 no. It makes a sound. Oh, vacuum cleaner. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. So again, who, what, where, when, why, how, the 5W, 1H. And again, use your senses. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch. Just really describe it. The size, the shape, the color, who uses it? When do you use it? Where does it happen? Really just be descriptive. Think of painting a picture with your words. So these are our first 3 tips. Remember, you can slow down. You don't have to talk fast. We have some simple filler phrases that you can use to start thinking while talking, and then describe. Describe and use examples. I'll go down low for you. Describe it. Talk about it. Has this ever happened to you? Do you have any examples of things you have described? Please feel free to share your experiences in the chat. Now, let's give some love to those who are just tuning in. We have on Facebook, we have Chichi from Buenos Aires, and Caesar, and Ali. Thank you so much. Ali says, I have a problem with writing. Well, that's maybe a different topic for another day. Today we're focusing on speaking, but please access EnglishClass101.com. You'll get lots of free PDFs as well as our Core Words PDF that you can use to help with writing practice. Let's see, on YouTube we have someone writing in Arabic from Iraq. Thank you so much for joining us. Rafaela from Brazil, from Anne, hi with the hearts. Thank you so much. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Again, if you're just joining us right now, our topic is how to just reduce pause time when talking, how to respond quickly and reduce pauses. So if you're just joining, please feel free to like and share this video. And I would like to re-announce, if you're joining us, that you can access the link in the description below for our 2,000 Core Words free PDF. Just go to EnglishClass101.com and create a free account. All you need is your name and an email address. Sign up, and then you can access a whole large amount of free material, namely our 2,000 Core Words free PDF. These are the 2,000 most commonly used, most regular, and most useful words. I can't talk right now. Just 1 second. Can I have a moment to think? Okay, see, even native speakers use filler phrases. So the 2,000 Core Words free PDF, the 2,000 Core Words, the most useful words for you to use as an English learner to improve your conversation or even improve your writing. These are the most regularly used words. You can download and save this PDF and keep it forever so that you can use it, learn from it, and then review at any time. So again, please click the link in the description below for YouTube, on the side for Facebook. I'm not sure which side, I get mixed up. Anyway, please access EnglishClass101.com. We have so much free stuff for you to keep you studying. Okay, anyway, back to our topic, how to respond more quickly, how to reduce thinking time. So we've covered slowing down, talking distinctly, focusing on pronunciation, and using filler phrases. Do you have any filler phrases that you like to use? If so, please leave your examples in the chat. Also, description. You can use filler phrases to start thinking, get those gears working while you're thinking, and describe what you want to talk about. Ask for help, really. The point is to keep talking. We want to avoid silence. That's the main point. Next, moving on. Repeat and confirm. So this is a really simple but really effective way to continue a conversation. Say what you hear. If you don't understand what someone is saying, if you don't understand everything, that's totally fine. It happens. Maybe someone's speaking what you think is really quickly. Maybe they're using a lot of linking, they're using a lot of contractions, and you couldn't catch all the words that they're saying. Please don't panic, and please don't stop and try to like only listen to what you heard. If you didn't catch something, fine, but keep listening. Continue with the conversation. You can repeat and confirm. You can ask the person what they said. Does that make sense? Does anyone in the comments have any ideas about this? Okay, just more hellos. Emmanuel. Swafan, thank you for giving us your name. Anjali, good morning. Good morning to you. Good afternoon or good evening if that's your time. On Facebook, Centaus from Maryland. Okay, great. You're in an English-speaking country, so I hope you can use a lot of this information today. Listen to native speakers and how they fill in the gaps when speaking. Jimmy Lopez, excelente. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for the compliment. So, our next tip is repeat and confirm. So this serves two purposes. Number one, just make sure that you understand. Maybe you did catch everything, or maybe you're not 100% sure. This is an easy and effective way to confirm that. Make sure that you understood what you heard. One easy way to do this is to repeat key words. So some phrases that you can use. Start with an opener like, let me make sure I understand. Let me make sure I understand what you said. Or you can say something like, can I check my understanding? Or let me just make sure. You said, after that you just repeat what you heard. You said vacuum cleaner, is that right? You said Maryland, is that right? Then the speaker will either say, yeah, that's what I said. Or maybe they said something different. They'll say, no, actually what I said was, So this is a really simple and effective way to just get the correct information, get the right stuff. Again, maybe you didn't catch everything. Maybe you only caught a few words. So you can say, you said something about, maybe you're talking about cooking, and maybe you're talking about maybe pizza. And he says, and you heard mozzarella, basil, like, you said something about mozzarella and basil, right? And they'll say, oh, yeah, exactly. Then maybe you can ask them for more information. Maybe someone's asking you a question and you don't know what to say. You're not sure what they asked. Oh, what did he ask me? What does he want to know? Or what do they want to know? You can use the same formula. You're asking about, is that right? You're asking about pizza, is that right? Oh no, actually, I said pasta. Oh, okay, so what do you want to know? See, this is just an easy way that you can keep the conversation flowing and get the right information without stopping and panicking. Or same thing, you want to know. You want to know about pasta, right? Yeah, exactly. So I was asking, So asking questions, just repeat and confirm. Another way is to ask for repetition. So maybe you couldn't catch anything. You didn't hear what they said. They said a word that you've never heard before, or maybe they're just talking a little bit too fast. So you can ask for repetition. If that's a new word for you, repetition is the noun of the verb to repeat. So the pronunciation changes. Repeat, repetition. They both mean the same thing, to say something over again, to say it twice or 3 times or 4 times, however many times you need to understand. So you can ask for repetition. Do you ever ask for repetition? If so, how? Do you have any effective phrases? Please leave them in the chat if you have any comments or ideas. Let's see, on YouTube, we have Tejitu Gutema with a halo and some flowers and the okay, I'm glad you're here. Mike, Beasha, Guy, Nana from Paris. It's 4 a.m. here, Guy says, or maybe it's Guy, I'm not sure. Well, thank you so much for your time, for your late night hours. Let's give some love to YouTube, or to Facebook. I said YouTube, I said Facebook, I meant YouTube. I'm tripping over my words today. Anyway, thank you YouTube watchers. On Facebook, Timothy Drake. He says, is I could not hear you mean the same as I could not understand? Great question. I could not hear you. I could not understand. They're similar, but they actually have different meanings. If you say, I could not hear you, it means that maybe they were talking too quietly, or there was some loud noise, or you could not physically hear what they said. Maybe you had headphones on, or it's trouble. You physically can't hear what they're saying. Hear and understand mean different things. So here, we just think about the sense of hearing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you hear that? No, I couldn't hear that. Could you do it louder? So hearing, I couldn't hear you means it's too quiet. I don't physically hear you. I don't understand means that I could hear your voice. I hear what you're saying, but the words, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand the information. So I would recommend, I couldn't understand that, or I couldn't catch that. That's a really native way of saying it. Does that make sense? I hope so. Hear and understand. Similar, but actually different. Again, hearing, you just think of physical. Understand is mental, in the mind. Hope that answers your question. Back to Facebook. Timothy, okay, says thank you. You're welcome. So hope that cleared up things. So, saying I could not hear you, I couldn't understand you, this is a great way that takes us into our next tip. Asking for repetition. If you don't understand, don't panic. It's okay. It happens to everyone. Ask the person to say it again. Ask for repetition. Just simply say, could you say that again? Or could you repeat that? Or you could lead in, sorry, I couldn't catch that. I probably should have wrote that at the top. Sorry, I didn't understand. Sorry, I couldn't catch that. So to catch something, when being a listener, that means to understand what the person's saying. Sorry, I couldn't catch that. Could you say it again? Could you say that one more time? Could you repeat that? There are many different ways that you can ask for repetition. Or maybe you can ask them to say it again more slowly. Could you say that again a little more slowly? Could you slow down? Could you slow down a little bit? I couldn't catch everything. Don't be afraid to ask. It's really no problem. It shows the speaker that you want to know what they're saying. So these are effective tips for you. Asking for repetition. So repeat and confirm. Double check that you understand and ask if you don't. It's perfectly fine. And that takes us to our next tip, which are reactions. Now, we do this really naturally in our native language. Someone's talking and you're listening, and maybe you have some body language. You nod your head or you smile. Oh, that's great news. This has two purposes, these reactions. They show that you understand what the speaker's saying. They show that you're interested in what they're saying. Just like asking for repetition. You're asking someone to say it again. That means you want to know what they're saying. So, as a listener, to fill in those silences. Again, to be more natural, to be more native. Maybe you're not talking at the moment, but you're listening for information. You can use these reactions to fill in some time. So, really simple ones. These are for maybe positive conversations. You're talking about something good, these top three. You can say, uh-huh, uh-huh. Nod your head, uh-huh, mm-hmm, yeah. These are just really simple reactions that native speakers use to just kind of join in the conversation and fill in that silence. Or maybe someone's talking about something very interesting or surprising. Oh, really? They say, oh, I went to China last month. Oh, really? Oh, really? Then you can maybe ask them. You can jump in the conversation. Oh, really? How was that? Oh, really? What did you eat there? Oh, really? How long was the flight? These simple reactions and questions will make you sound so much more natural as a speaker. Or a good reaction is, that's interesting. Maybe someone's talking about some news that they heard, or maybe a new game that they played, or a movie they watched. They said, oh, I got a PS5 last week. That's interesting. Oh, really? Is it fun? What have you played? This will give you a great way to jump in the conversation and start speaking. Join in. Do you have any good reactions you like to use? Please leave your comments in the chat. Back to YouTube really quickly. Jonathan, sup, John, what's up? That's a really good native introduction, sup. So that's a great way to get a conversation started. Today we're covering tips on how to keep a conversation flowing. Thank you so much. Nohora Hernandez, greetings from Colombia. Sergey, let's see. Sergey writes, to encourage the interlocutor to further express his thoughts, you can use right or okay. That's a very advanced word that I think I had difficulty pronouncing. The interlocutor is what I meant to say. To further express his thoughts, you can say right or okay. In simple terms, it means that you can say right or okay as, again, a simple reaction to further express your thoughts. It means you want the talker to say more. Right, okay, okay. It's giving them the green light, saying, yeah, I want to hear what you're saying. Thank you so much for that input. Easy English fluency, practice, practice every time. I can't disagree with that. Patrick Oliveira, one question. While we are listening to English songs, is very complicated to understand? Question. Okay, that might be a period. It is very difficult to understand English songs. Yes, singing is difficult to understand. Sing them together is good practice to speak quickly. So we could say is singing. We can use the continuous form, is singing them together good practice. If you understand the words, absolutely, that's great practice to get, or that's a great way to get good speaking practice. Today we're covering face-to-face or person-to-person communication, slowing down filler phrases, talking with people, but you can use media. You can use shadowing with songs or TV shows or podcasts to get more talking practice. We'll give you a chance to take a screenshot of this board afterwards so you can use some shadowing or repetition practice with these filler phrases as well. Let's see, are there any new comments on Facebook? From Janae, writing something and I'm not sure. I think, haha, M-I-M. Well, I hope you're laughing in agreement with everything I'm saying. And if you're laughing at me, that's fine. I take no offense. Just glad that you're here. We're covering our final tip because we're running out of time, which are reactions. So we covered some positive ones. Yeah, right, really, okay, There are lots of positive reactions. Nod your head. Yeah, sure, okay, great. Maybe the person's talking about something bad, something negative that happened. They're describing a difficult time or a difficult situation. You can use reactions on the opposite side. You can just, instead of yeah, you can say no. Oh no, oh, I was out in the rain yesterday and I got soaked. I didn't have an umbrella, now I feel sick. Oh no, oh no. Or that's too bad. Oh no, that's too bad. These are simple phrases just to jump in the conversation so you're not just a quiet listener. Or maybe a longer one, maybe they're talking about something that's pretty bad. You can say, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. Maybe they're talking about, oh, my mom, she's really sick right now. I hope she's doing okay. You say, oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Then you can maybe jump in. I hope she feels better soon. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. So again, reactions are a really simple way that you can be more active as a listener. So as a quick recap, our tips today are on how to reduce pauses during conversation. As a speaker, slow down. You don't have to talk fast to sound natural and fluent. You can use filler phrases to buy yourself time while you're thinking. A simple way is just to ask, can I have a second? Can I take a moment? Let me think. You can also use these simple filler phrases, well, so, like, and then move on to describing. Talk about the word you're looking for or the situation you were in. Use your senses. Talk about the 5W1H. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Repeat and confirm as a listener. If someone's talking fast, you're not quite sure, ask them to say it again or double check that you heard correctly. And finally, just simple reactions. These are a great way that you can jump in a conversation and just sound more natural and fluent as a listener. So we are just about out of time today. I hope these tips were helpful for you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I will get out of your way right now, and please take a screenshot. I will crouch down here, take a screenshot of today's whiteboard so that you can use these notes and review for your conversation practice. So that is all the time we have for today. Please click the link in the description, EnglishClass101.com, for so much more content that you can use to practice, learn, and improve your communication. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night from wherever you're watching. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much, everyone. You are awesome. See you next time.